Hey, I'm on my Vic Mensa shit. So people been hitting me in the streets talking. They say, hey, what's the autonomous perspective with this whole Nolan Wells investigation? So you know I did my due diligence. And unlike a lot of y'all, I watched what the white people had to say and what the black people had to say. So first and foremost, everybody who talked about Nolan said that he was very kind, very respectable, just an overall good dude, just number positive stuff. So salute to the parents for raising a good young man. Now, where I'm in disagreement with the parents and I don't understand how they rocking is when they decided to get with Ben Crump. Literally the day after they found out what happened, they instantly went and got with Crump, started broadcasting to the world that they felt like his group of white friends is the ones that had something to do with him uh, being unalive, right? Which was super crazy to make that type of accusation to the world with no proof. Because at that moment, all she knew is the police was saying that it was no foul play suspected because clearly the physical evidence, that just by eyes, it didn't look like anything had been done to take his life. Same thing that Crump them found from the autopsy, right? It wasn't no physical blows, wasn't no gunshot, no stab, no bruising, and the effect of being beat or hurt or choked or any of those things, them rumors that was coming out. You feel me? So even Crump and them admitted that. Another thing they talked about was the phone, the mysterious phone situation. Stuff was deleted, text message, Snapchat, right? So they said that they're gonna do their independent investigation on the phone and then turn it over to the authorities. So now here we are over a month and the authorities saying they ain't received the phone yet. Not only that, they reached out to the Wells, the Wansley family, to meet to show what the DA and what they have found throughout their toxicology report and all that. They say the family has not went to meet with them yet to find out the results. That's very strange to me. If you say you're looking for the truth, you haven't turned over the phone in which they made the phone a big deal, and then you haven't showed up to hear what they have found. That don't make sense to me. So then you go on to the fact that y'all done been on 3, 4, 5 different press conferences, still ain't gave us no new information, talking about getting the FBI involved. So you don't trust the state level, but you think the federal level would do better? So do you trust white people or not? Because that's the whole flip-flopping I don't like, is they came on here acting like white people is to blame, but you raised your family around nothing but white people. Ocean Springs, the school that Nolan went to, was 70% white. So I would assume that the community has to be too. Now, for those of y'all who never been to Mississippi, it ain't hard to go be around a whole bunch of black folks. So you had that option if that's what y'all wanted to do. So to now turn it into be a race thing when you had no problem the way you was living prior to this, and Nolan clearly was thriving. And he, in his environment, he seemed like the big dog, well respected, well liked. So then you got the race hustler media folks, like your Don Lemon. Don Lemon talking about how evil white people is, yet he got a white man humping his back every night. Make that part make sense. Then y'all said not to trust white people, but as Nancy Grace get on the investigation, oh, Nancy gonna get justice. As if Nancy ain't never been wrong before about other cases. So I'm confused on where we really at with this. A black man was on Don Lemon and telling her, hey, bro, it ain't like that. In present day Ocean Springs, we are a tight-knit community. They didn't want to hear what that black man had to say because it didn't fit the narrative. You feel me? So now here we are, and this folks getting fired from their job again. This is Carmelo Anthony all over again. Folks making up pictures, making up audio. Why, if something happened, you don't gotta make up evidence, bro. The truth will vindicate what you saying, but we can't make the truth and create it out of thin air when we want something to go the way we want it to go, bro. Because imagine if them young white boys who being accused were some black young men being accused of a murder that they did not commit with zero evidence against them. Okay, so the most important thing here is the white boys did a public interview telling their side of the story, which can be torn apart by everybody in the world. So if they are lying, they are literally the dumbest people on the planet, because that will definitely be used against them to make sure that they story line up. They said they fully cooperated with the police through interviews and giving their phones and any other physical evidence. But whole time, every time we hear from the Wansley family, it's another press conference about how we need to be teaching our black kids about some shit that they wasn't even living. So I'm just gonna tell you like this. It's the smartest play to wait till the facts come out, bro. Instead of being riled up on some white black shit when you know that you not living like that. You see white people right now and you ain't got no problem with them until you get on the internet and then you a black activist. That's a lot of y'all who really on here faking. But I'm just your homeboy with the news. You do with that what you will. Tap in.